What's up, everyone? I'm Grizz, and welcome back for episode 9 of Tomo-Chan as a Girl. We're moving. We're starting to move. Lots and lots of progress here. Especially on June's end, he's definitely moving in the right direction. Tomo hasn't really changed, but she's always been in the proper direction. And Mizusu just needs to start being a lot more open about her feelings and, what she wants. She needs to really just come to the realization that they're probably never going to replace her and get rid of her, throw her aside like she thinks is going to end up happening. And then her fallback option with Carol also seems to have some progress going for it. At the end of the last episode, we saw Masaki get really angry, especially because he thought that somebody did something to Carol, and that's just a blessing for Carol. She was so excited about that. So yeah, hopefully more with them too. And I love it. Just progress all around. Everybody. Some people maybe not in the right direction, but it's moving at least. If you enjoy it all, please leave a like and subscribe. They mean a lot to me. Let's just get going. Oh, Masaki, focus off the rip. Look at that mob psycho haircut. Yeah, come on. She's so fluffy. Look at her. Love it. It was love at first sight. A real angel. I love Carol. Yes, there's something hidden within you. And it is his job to bring it out of you. He sees it. To be fair, he's probably doing a great job right now. He's just behind two freak humans. Oh my god. Yeah, you're huge. You want Tomo to acknowledge you. You have to win. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Oh, that's gonna piss him off. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that. It's also because of what you said. You should not have gotten him enraged. Is that what you did? I gotta at least try and do something. Come on, nice. Oh, never mind. You fucking killed him. Okay. This is gonna be Carol. She would have called Carol. Nah, Jun's just a freak. Look how flustered he gets. Nice. I don't know if it's in that way though, which is unfortunate. Stop putting yourself down. Right, right. Tomo's great. She really is. Oh. Oh. Don't say that. No. Well, I mean, just the things that you just told me. A girl? Oh. Oh no. Oh, you're gonna break Carol's heart. Mizusu, I need help. Oh no. No, this isn't the right... I don't want to, no.
まだ思い通りになるって思ってるの？
You have to change. You have to take action if you want things to go the way you want.
友や軍道なら付き合ってくれるだろう。
それはもう無理かも。
何かあったか？
今日学校でみすずちゃんにひどいこと言っちゃったし、ともちゃんにもひどいことしてる。私はもう
友をバカにすんじゃねえ。友はそんな簡単に友達を見限るようなやつじゃねえ。
実は私好きな人がいるんだけど、
Yeah,
なかなかうまくいかないんだ。
it's not
それが俺と何の関係があるんだ？
because the person I like likes the person that likes you.
は？
Yeah,
それのせい？
for not being
だ
quicker.
から八つ当たりをしに来たの。今からちょっといじめるけど。
Oh my god. She's gonna take out her
帰
taser.
れよ。
Okay. Carol, relax. Relax. No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is bad. Come on, dude. Don't do it. No, why would she say... What is wrong with her?
何もしないよ。ジュン君はなんでそんなに女の子を怖がるの？そうやってともちゃんのことも怖がってるでしょ。ともちゃんかわいそう。このままだと一緒にいられなくなっちゃうよ。
So she's saying that you won't be able to be with her anymore because there will be other people such as Misaki or just other people who start seeing her for who she really is and try and make an attempt to get towards her. And if you keep putting her off or throwing her to the side almost, she's going to kind of lose interest maybe or maybe give one of them a chance. Yeah, she's on the floor. Oh.
すまねえ。あの金髪の言う通りだ。けど俺はまだ友が女だって事実すら受け入れられないでいる。それはきっとあの時の男と男の決着がまだついてないからだ。
You haven't. She feels that it has, man.
お前の助けでどうにかなる問題じゃねえ。なんせ相手は
こんにちは。
Oh no.
ともちゃん、ごめんな
I'm
さい。
sorry. Carol is... I don't even know what to say about her.
ごめんね、みすずちゃん。
別に。
I don't care.
先輩はどんな反応だったの？
それがね、昨日ジュン君と遊んだの、二人っきりで。
Ooh.
二人で公園行って、その後部屋にも行ったんだよ。
Oh, so he is really bothered by it.
つけてもいいかしら？
できるの？みすずちゃんすごい。
問題がありそうなのはこの子の方。キャロル、あなたは先輩に本気を見せたことがあるの？
I don't think so. Uh-oh, Mizusu's springing into action.
どう思ってるんですか？
Oh yes, the friend, the classic. The friend asks the other.
そういうのもういいんで。好きなんですよね、キャロルのこと。
そうだよ。僕はあの子のことが好きだ。
で
Nice.
しょうね。あの廃工場での暴れぶりを見ればわかりますよ。
あれ？
それで先輩はあの子の気持ち分かってますよね。
So why are you being the way you are? Yeah.
それは
Why are you making it complicated?
キャロルは僕なんかと違う。
Oh my god, no.
長い付き合いだけど弱ってる姿なんか見たことがない。
It's because she doesn't show
こ
it.
の強さに惹かれたはずだったのに、そういう関係になることを意識しだしたら急に怖くなったんだ。僕がどんなに愛を囁いても、どんなに非常に突き放しても当然のように受け止められてしまうんじゃないかって。
I don't think that's a bad reason, though.
時には多少の駆け引きも必要だと思うんです。あの子の方はたまにやってるみたいですし。
まさかキャロルがそんなこと
まんまとやられてます。
やるって何を？
先輩はあの子をへこませたいんですよね。
あれ？なんでそんな話に？
That is the case, though. She's always showing a side that you can't really tell, you know, how exactly she's feeling or what's going on. He seems to be nervous that no matter what happens, she's going to continue to show that, and it makes him scared that if he does something, he'll never actually know. At least that's kind of what I'm getting from it. But Mizusu's being weird because the things that she expresses to everybody else are things that, like, she kind of feels too, but she doesn't actually do them herself. It's like one of those, like, when you're inside the situation, it's very difficult to actually, like, take your own advice and go and do something, or do something the way that you say you would or would like to. But when you're on the outside and you have a different perspective on it, it's very easy to kind of tell somebody else, oh, this is what you should do, or this is how to feel almost. And she's kind of in that state where she can kind of direct everybody else and help everybody else and do things like that, but she's struggling to do it on her own and be open to herself or express that outwards to other people, even though she's like getting mad at like Misaki for not wanting to openly express this stuff to Carol or something, you know? You're gonna tell her something.
正直無理だと思うわよ。
ガビーン。それって
本当は気づいてるんでしょ。先輩に女として意識されてないって。純一郎を使って先輩に揺さぶりをかけてたけど、あれも娘を嫁にやる父親のような気持ちだったんじゃないかしら。なんて言っても動じないでしょうけど、少しくらいは動揺して。
嘘つき。
Yeah, I think it will.
もっと上からこう。
こら、キャロル、廊下を走ると危ない。
I don't like how she had to do. I understand it, but I don't like that. Like, that sucks. Help, help.
あの子に言ったんです。先輩と付き合うのは無理だって。すみません。まさかあそこまでとは思っていなくて。
どういうこと？
It's bad.
先輩は今すぐあの子に向かってください。
キャロルが早退したのは
Yeah.
お前が何かしたからか。
I just don't like the way she did it.
へえ、私がいじめたからよ。それが何？
悪ぶらなくていいから説明してくれよ。
Mm-hmm.
私だけ仲間外れか？
怒ってくれないのね。
Mizusu's in a rough position. Like, she was probably even happy after the fact, right there too, putting on that face, like thinking that Tomo was going to act a certain way with her, and the fact that she's not makes her feel like she's kind of slipping and losing her in a way. So she's like putting herself out there to help others, but she's also feels like she's losing herself in the process. Yeah.
今回は痛み分けですね。こうしてどうぞ。
僕は間接的にキャロルを振ったと思われてるんだよね。それでもあの子はいつもの笑顔で僕を迎えてくれるのだろうか。
She might, but if she does, it's not her.
キャロ。
Aww. To see your angel fall. It's heartbreaking to see somebody like her, who's always so positive.
神でもない。
She's just normal.
女の子。ごめん。キャロ。
Yeah.
キャロル、聞いて。軍藤さんが言ったことは嘘なんだ。
嘘。
そうだよ。軍藤さんは君をへこませようとしてあんなことを。
Oh, that's gonna make her pissed too.
キャロルがこんなに自分をさらけ出してくれた。もう臆病者。
This is what you said you wanted, dude.
ないみたいだ。
Yeah. You have to. This is what you wanted.
背中を押してくれたんだよ。僕が思いを伝えられるように。愛してるよ。
Oh my god.
キャロル。
That's happening. They're happening.
くなってごめん。
What the fuck? Oh.
私もこうちゃんのこと大好きだよ。
ありがとう。嬉しいよ。キャロルはなんで僕のことを好きになってくれたのかな。
ね、考えたこと。
I just do.
ずっと私のそばにいてくれたし、いっぱい優しくしてくれたから、いつとかなんでとかもうわかんないよ。好きだから好き。
待ってキャロル、あんって何？
I know.
そこまでです。
Oh my god. I really hope he does express himself to her, though, that this was something that he wants to see and doesn't want to see her acting that way or faking it as much anymore. And he wants to like see more of the real her in a way. I don't know. I hope that's something that he at least explains. Because if not, he only gets to see it one time and she's probably going to act like that consistently anyways then. Yeah.
私は怖いのです。ただでさえ恋は人を変えるというのに、恋人のあなたが変なことを言ったら、あの子はどんな変なことになってしまう。
Yeah.
心配です、心配。
今のキャロルには僕や家族以外にも
She does. She very much does. Yes.
自分が周りに愛されていることをちゃんと知っているはずです。
Mm-hmm.
僕一人の言葉であの子は変わったりしませんよ。
遅えな、キャロルのやつ。
She's got big news though. Oh. What the fuck? Is she gonna make Mizusu wear this?
怒ってるぞ。謝れ、ミセス。
Aww. It's a tough call. I want to say this is the peak that we've hit so far for the show. This is the best episode. And in terms of progression and development, I guess it is. But in terms of like overall, like the comedy and everything that the show has to offer, I think maybe one or two of the other episodes were stronger in that regard. But this episode really brought it to everything else to another level, I guess. So it's up there. It's one of them. I'll probably have to edit and, you know, sit on it for the rest of the week before I could actually decide if this is, you know, the best thing that I feel like I've seen from it so far. But it's great. It absolutely was. Entirely Carol and Misaki focused, while still putting in, you know, some side elements between Tomo, Jun, and Mizusu. Like for the most part, just Carol, Misaki focused, and that was fantastic. Get to learn about their start, how they each, you know, first met with each other, and how this like cold-hearted, very serious, by the book kind of kid in Misaki never really took a liking or notice to anything, and then the moment he sees Carol, he kind of sees an angel is what he describes her as, and he feels like he's opened a little bit and he's become vulnerable and found somebody in which he wants to protect in a way. And that's all it is. And over time, he has unfortunately suppressed that feeling, although it seems as though it probably grew stronger over time. He kind of just held it in because he had his concerns, and where we're sitting here wondering like, what is June doing? Like what is holding June back type of thing, right? We end up immediately being able to find out what Misaki, it's pretty straightforward in a way, and I can understand you maybe not liking it or thinking it's the logic isn't all there, but the idea of somebody who's always kind of faking who they are or being overly happy about everything or never really changing or showing a vulnerable side to them or any sort of emotion besides, I guess, one, makes it kind of difficult for you because he feels that he's going to put himself in a situation that if he ever messes something up or he does something wrong or something to upset Carol in a way, he'll never have a way of really knowing, and she'll never be honest with herself and truly express her feelings because of the fact that she's always so happy and smiling and outgoing. And this kind of frightens him in a way because he doesn't want that to be the case. He doesn't want to ever hurt her or anything, of course, but he doesn't want that to unfortunately be the situation that he's in. So Mizusu seeks out to help him, ultimately creating this plan that I don't like. I like it because it worked and it makes sense, but I don't like it because it's cruel in a way. Like had it not worked, you would create a lot of issues between Mizusu and Carol, and that's not something that we want to see, right? And it's one of those that like like in Mizusu's situation, Carol can look back and be happy and be like, oh no, like I'm happy you did what you did because it all worked out at the end of the day. But if it didn't and you put Carol in this awful state, she might not ever really become happy with you again, or it might take a really long time. So it's a weird spot, and it's one of those things you don't want to see somebody who's so happy like Carol get brought down and become very vulnerable, and it's just not something that you want to see, which was unfortunate, but it worked. It really did. And it makes sense, finding out, especially from her mom, that her mom always wanted her to smile and be happy because she's a lot cuter and enjoys her more like that. So Carol ever since has always decided that she's going to be as happy as she can be and always put on this smile. and it's not a good thing to be like that. So I do feel she's gonna stay that way for the rest of the show, of course, but I do hope Misaki at least explained to her like where his head was at in this situation, and that he would like her to be okay with expressing how she really is, and that it's okay to not have to smile all the time, and it's okay to be sad and actually express that to people. And I think Mizusu's side, we get to see a lot more into her again this episode, even though she wasn't a big focus. We get to see a bit more of the way she explains things to others and how she kind of just operates and goes about things. And it's one of those situations where, like, I guess I can use an example for real life where if you've ever played like a sport or something, me specifically, I have this, or I used to have something like this, where I wasn't very good at certain sports, like certain ones I was, but certain ones I wasn't very good at, but I understood them very well. And it became to a point that like I could kind of direct or coach or do something like that along those lines. I felt like, at least at the time, better than I would be if I were to actually participate and, be on the field and do something myself, right? And that's something that you see all the time with certain people, like certain guys who just aren't very good, say in the NBA, but then they go on and they become a coach later on. They weren't a very good player, but they're very smart and knowledgeable about the game. And sometimes that's all it really takes, and that's all you need. And that's kind of where Mizusu seems like she fits in. She's in a situation where, from the outside perspective, she's outside of everybody here. She can give these ideas and these ways for their relationships to all come together and things to go well for her. But when she's stuck on the inside of something, like the relationship that she has with June and Tomo, it becomes hard for her to take her own advice and the things that she would probably tell herself to do had, say, Carol been in her position and not actually been her, right? And she can't really take that advice and do it. And we're kind of seeing that by the way that she operates and moves all these pieces around with all these other people. But then when it comes to her own situation, she seems to be struggling by it. And we even saw, like, after she screwed up with Carol, or she felt really bad about it, she was just kind of had that like weird smirk, like she was overly happy when Tomo came to confront her about it. And I think it's because one of those, she doesn't want things to change, and she likes that dynamic she has with Tomo, and thought it would just be like old times. But then Tomo immediately kind of caught on, was like, let's not act like that right now. And it kind of brings her down in a way, and she gets nervous again because she's losing what she feels like all she really has. So I don't know. I hope that they develop her in a better way to end the season, or she becomes a bit more open and honest and expresses herself the way that she tries to get these other people to do. So I don't know. And then I guess with June, the realization of, after having Carol over and the whole incident that happened with Carol, the idea that he's so strong physically, or so strong like in all these other aspects, but when it comes to having somebody like a girl around, he becomes weird. Like he becomes not very strong and scared. And Carol bringing that up to him, because Carol is very smart, despite the way that she presents herself. I guess she is very smart, she seems like. And him immediately running over to Tomo and being like, oh, no, I'm sorry I put you through this, which is really good and cool, and I like to see that a lot. And then they were able to reintroduce the thing about the consoles and how he doesn't feel like he's caught up in this battle that he has with Tomo, or he said he would come back and get this Game Boy or whatever it is. And it just feels like one of those things where, once again, he's suppressing it or denying it himself, because we've talked about this before, how Tomo already thinks he has fully surpassed her, but he doesn't feel that way. And I think maybe we saw the whole Carol incident made us see a little bit more into it, where maybe he overvalues Tomo and overestimates her like physical strength and stuff, even though he might subconsciously or even consciously know that he has surpassed her in that aspect. But because of the thing that just happened with Carol, he still feels he's weak in certain aspects, and until he feels that he can push himself to that point that he's no longer as weak in those areas, he doesn't feel as a person overall he has surpassed her, and he won't come and regain that until then. But I thought that was cool. And now that we have everybody together, I think there's 13 episodes, so we're gonna have 4 more to go, where we're just gonna focus probably very heavy on Tomo and June's relationship, and then Mizusu's dynamic with mixing in with them. which I think is a good enough time frame to get everything that we have to be done. I do worry though, because I feel like that's might be a little too long, but I'll have to end up seeing, I guess, what they do. So yeah, enjoyed this a lot. One of the best episodes, if not the best episode of the season so far. If you enjoyed it all, please hit the like and subscribe button. They do mean a lot to me. You can follow me on Twitter and add me as a friend on my anime list. Both of those links are in the description. Recommend me any other shows that you might want to see me watch. I am looking for things specifically for the spring season. So if you have any of those, leave any comments down below what you thought about the episode, or just answer anything that I might have asked throughout this. And I'll be back for episode 10 next week. You have a good one.